kitchen and dining works, electronics, ni nyinaa bi ewo ho ase ubofa ho a wonsa ebeka ni nyinaa bi. Me pacho frɛ wo mo ewo 0547149035.
Damaron so ena ye chogu live ewo Facebook and ye BFM network na ABK TV Ghana. Ewo nyina no ye na mu live ewo ho a onye asam ketekete afe KASE3BO no da odimu akoton ebi onye na day Ghana man panyin yera Yohani Dramani Mahama akasa achremude oye ora no onye dwumedi bi owo a wo bebu nramanfo na emu wo baba kwetia katasehye dwumide kankan na proye
sanso na enkran poponi mantem soafo ede atudwa se akwan so enkanea a na enya dwuma no enenu mako oha eni duns mako oha ni dunsia enenu omo ahwe asiesie wo ya kwan so
Damaron so ena aban oye ne lawyer penyin also twa ne atante ne wonsam do watu bi wazamuna na day ensem drofun hiem na court ensem drofun hiem ahodo wole ye no ase ehun wose hu hia na emom obeye a enkamfa branko no do na amanfu bi a won aka ewo katasehye dwumde kankan proye no do no won hwe na wonti hu dwuma
wo ensem foforo mu no inkita hu diemu kwankyerefo edema NPP amanyokuo no ode atudwa se senka wo mu no mu di nkunim ewo afie twemu abato emu a enka chacha hoto no enka wo mu ebeyi afri ho
wo ensam bia mo nso no aye enyinam kane a wonsensam yade yera Benjamin nsi akasa osa ono no omunde dem containers na waswayo no oso onye wuyo onimbe bia na kwa akase obekyenye ndey
wei ene ensem ahoduo bi ena yabo ne bede ede esom wo se awia premtobre KASE3BO yenya yedi yetena sena yakenkan KASE3BO yi ede ama wo yi yedin a yegeswa ene abrewa ba ya adepa mene
Ejata Governor, they don't have a major attack because school time was porcupine. Afe Jebrei na yamfa nsamano nenchemu emon. Ghana man panyin yera Yohani Dramani Mahama ono enoze atugwa no orichemu day. Oye operation recover all loot. Jumeti ya wode aba announce the one day. Wobe nhwehwemu eze afa amanfo bi mo wo manga na ha eban katasehye dwumde kankan na proye dwumde kankan na proye okodo wo manga na ha na obotum buesha ano na abra okasa no eno orichemu day amanfo kada orally another operation cover all luti oyada ehwo no waba wode amanyo sembe jonase de bi onya amanyo semte ye beyo ye wonkofu bi wa ha katasehye dwumidie kankan proye ewurade yakopon wozegwaru ho papa wozego ho dam wejenshi wozego ho dam galamsen shi odegugugugugu na chede onya samakraba enti akasa biem na ochem dem de minti no ena watsemi abadwokui na obeyin hwomu ye adomusuko akwachirie na weyi nsam bi epopoi owie na ochem dem oye aban lawyer penyin oye attorney general ono dakru bia no so course we nya efri mo na so ne won ekani na course ni nya aboma oye impim ebien 2000 onya sam kakaba kra ni inada no eye katasehye dwumidie kankan proye na damudie enwo report nkotin ena wa benti wona wa kadai oye ora no wodo bomu amanfo no wonfo no bia nemum wodo bohwe na wa kwetia katasehye ne dwumdie.
We have started the National Constitution Review exercise, and we expect that the Bar Association will take a great interest in it. I believe they've started, they're going round, and when they have finished, I'm sure that they're calling on different groups. They probably would call on the Ghana Bar Association to find out if you have any views about it. And one of the issues we're confronted with is the issue of corruption and accountability in office. And so the expectation of Ghanaians is that this government will mount a stronger fight against corruption. And that is why we set up the Operation Recover All the Loot. It's not meant to witch hunt anybody, but it's supposed to be an instrument and a vehicle where it is possible for people who are whistleblowers and have evidence of corruption to be able to channel their reports to the appropriate source and have them investigated. And so before I took over, I set up a small committee. It was very helpful. We put in a hotline. They got more than 2,000 calls from different people alleging different things. Of course, some of them were useless allegations, but others too were important allegations. And so after synthesizing all the reports that were received, we received the official reports from the committee and we handed it over to the Attorney General. And some of what the Attorney General is dealing with are some of the issues that came up in the oral. And so I just wanted to clarify that it's not an instrument for witch hunting anybody. It's an instrument for assisting in the fight against corruption.
Abusua wo ensem foforo mu no enkran popo ni mantem soafo mamme Linda Akwele Okulu ode abotoyam ensem ena atuja na ne nsem kaye nyina ne se ene no akwan so nkania mako oha eni dumienu nsia ene no wasiesie abra wo betena asese oye osoafo a odi ni juma no ne a waye eno no na oka disi su se mantem bi te se Accra George Bush Highway, Independence Avenue, ena Nima Highway, Professor J.E. Atamils Highway, akwan we nyina eye akwan so enkania na asese no ene no waba aba abesiesie. Ose enso hwa wadi ni boshe so de nanso enso hwa na emom no oka amanato Ghana fo nyina etirimu se wo mo bekosoa edi wonjuma na miaye bebre ewo enkranmantem ha omo akwan so kanea asese ya ni nyina no wo behwe na wasiesie ni nyina na weye okwan a aban no eboa edi afa so ama yehunu ya akwan so yie na afei so bambo nsem akonanim yentie maame ensem ni ebi
Michelle Bo, me started your friend is saying my office as a regional minister. Michelle Bo said the next 50 days in office there was a street light at least. You need to be near Krana near 70% of the street lights. And then mama so far light I so far 129 your friend is saying street ya juma to be near juma do na ebisa motorway to send Akan. Some of the roads construction is ongoing. Some of your construction is almost 2 posts in here into street lights so I can confidently say so far so good. I mean me 50 days in office my target has been achieved. And in fact, after the media engagement, there was a more evidence based. Niaya cancer street lights now. Ya pampara ya street lights ya the juma na. And he said ya chinchi all the stretches are ya bubo di street lights. Baby I jinana Jubilee House. Now Jubilee House niti anema stop over. And say minority leader Apenyo Marcus. Kasafa who said yes some of me on the floor of parliament said street lights Jubilee House the person mean can't happen no marking said under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and then Jubilee House street lights juma pa inti yebeda mwasi na media to say amuka from ashasi amuni ya na wo ha inti yeba fa akonye adamwase pa me say from here other stretches near Akan. In fact you can go to Accra cut across Kasua, Adan, Ningo, Prampra. Ain't move funny time out of your busy schedule. Now move visiting all the places. Ya mention say ya young with you. Na muanka samusa Prampra near Kana nokra anasa nokra. In fact, Usha. Yeah, monitoring assessment. I was street like before I ever back to this. Their friend is a level. No, I was saying any assessment. They say street lights now. Any juma any problem say any who say amount for area cables if I some cables in the area some of the street lights simple who are hanging on the edge but cables no way to every on the street lights yes any signal show warning say omu tutu cables. In fact, you purchase a scapegoat, my dear. Trust me. Ubeda lifetime, ubeda prison. Yeah, because lights were what cars na konina. Usha statistics. You see, street lights in your humanity. I can see a lot of accidents. Our road. It's not here. Me priority say was a minister say street lights in your area. The area. It's two cables now. That person accident in there. Embra here kwan. City. Why you bet you dear? Yeah, found huncho. You bet catch your citizens. Our month when you say, also be polar. You have the right. Some baby son say, dear no you will pull no. Or see someone from any company. Woman producing the way the ID card. A chance say ampa company na there. As man is on me Juma was streeter.
Yatwa and some no do. Na oya okwanchefu pay not to nkre efi NPP amayokumona son ye metre Director of Communications Owura Richard Anyagba ono ena odukwedu sembi atwa muna aban lawyer peyin oye Attorney General na nensa morokani united dem Attorney General nita oti oya da gidi ena ne gidi a owemu no enya de owo papa biara awesome adansizi awodo wabwa na wo chede wo ti amanfu bin ma waye katasehye dwumide kankan na proye omanga na ha no yewre ontum mfonkonko poemu ewa asemdi bia enka ne papa mu nyinde rebakwa asemdi bia akada oh my lord asmosi obintin menya no adansi bia mutum da aboa no onje de ona mensamtwofu nhema cha na orkasa ena menim ntamtwofu ya kasa ena menim samtwofu ya kasa enti onamdo ema yewra Richard Anyagba ene dam NPP amayoku osunkokroko no woyen samtwofu nhiem ebo no kasa da mensama wodo to go na ochem dem man panyin yewra Yohane Dramani Mahama na membu ye wulubu afimu de onya kra o ose ode enimpe binum na odi nwonwu amanfo e wo manga na ha na dan ye de oya Owura Richard Akpa one national security mpanifo awodo mo obo ekopem amanfo ebin mo nifia onya bra kwando enyoma ngeten biru kodo e wo mani mu a ni no ontwa ye kra enti ono no onwunu de aban lawyer penyin a osanso ahwene atante no wonsamodo metre Attorney General and the Minister for Justice no onwunu de nedwum odi ewon odi fa baby no onkoye senda nka obubu nkuntai papa na nkuntai oten acha oman no na oye bibi foforo
ihwe ni ntino mafa adwene muka ese campaign mo no mo say corruption to mafa adwene say oh corruption ni de ye be politics esa anse omo ba yi o ma hwe nkrata ni mu a ekote ora nyina sa ora yi yaka se mo ni nyina so ekire mo beji tu mo so mo ni nyina so no ehwehwe mu a mo ye nyina am da come Attorney General sorry na obey press conference Attorney General sorry na obey press conference china obey press conference Attorney General so no enye press conference ni media no oye court na se woko na Attorney General oye mranim ni a onim se sa ade we e we constitution aya article 19 a provide say men susu obia say odi bone until say court beka say odi bone but as I say onim say ni nsem a o twato nipa so no enye dokore adase oni nyina so sa odi kan e kan to amanfo team ama amanfo aka so em before there about bokro no osimesi there or bokro no answer ya hwenkratem enti we ya oye say na court ko ka so asema o ka nya no kura nipa yi wonye sa no a na Ghana fo adwuma yo munya ebia MBB for the court fo akoye kanana na court for the jar nipa enti ya agenda and is for setting instead say Attorney General be court no court na de bia ne kasa de bia ne press conference enti ya kama mohu na mohu ekire say de omo ye nie say enye prosecution bi na on person omo ye a persecution your time and when and NDC for a day say ya Ghana for ebenya MPP who time so omo ba ye man be edwuma bia be wi sika nya no kre na de ye ka ama nyina hu na Attorney General atibie ni say MPP ebegina ho ama emra se emra be yeduma na yen de yentia se obi edi bone ewo yemu na yede me famra kwan so yen fa nipa ne famra kwan so se de emra kire but me en fa nipa no embeto press conference emma engu ne hu fi emma nipa ensusu se nipa no yede bone ye ni abra ye hu ne mramu se ampara odi sa bone no sa futuo no na yepese attorney general otie na odi ye adwuma na eboye se be ya amanfo fa hu di a constitution na guarantee no on fa enwetwe for
Abusua yadaswa ejina NPP asweye na enei no nkitawudi kwankyerefo edema NPP amanyokuo no owura Richard Ahiagba ede ensem bi atudwa na ne nsem a woka nyina ne se afia etwemu abato a yetu ye senka NPP ena edi enkunimu a enka eto enka chacha to no wo mu ebetwemu wo ensenkyerefo enhyiamu no wode tudwa se Ghana for ebeka ya wo monto abomu no wo mu eka ye se etuom se omu etwa tuomu no na eka omu enhyehyɛ ye ho a omu de tudwa ewo omu nto abomu enu nti no se NDC aban yi atwamu die a omu ta omu achi dendenden na okanso eto aso se enye se na omu sori atia anase omu kasa atia eye eto na yetwamu no na emmomu no ebra sikasem soafo ede ensemsem ebetu udwa se ya twitwa omu atwitwa etuomu no Ghana fo asum eye omu ne enu nti no na omu pese omu ba bontin na emom no omu be kyerɛkyerɛ ensemu ede kyerɛ Ghana fo ema omu enya omu ho entiase yentie ora no ensem no ebi.
One potentially positive aspect of the 2025 budget, I must say, is the elimination or the removal of the 10% betting tax and the e-levy. By the way, something that we had scheduled to repeal if we had won the election. So if we take that out, the balance of the 2025 budget has very little to offer in terms of the expectations of our people. I tell you that dissatisfaction with the 2025 budget is widespread. And so it's not a thing that we will say that it's a new patriotic party that is opposed to it or is not happy with it, but it is widespread. And as I've indicated, in the days ahead, we'll be engaging in conversations to do with the budget, and we are sure that Ghanaians will get to understand that indeed we have made the wrong.
Yatwa and Samnado, Yen Free NPP, Amayokunu one Aswan Yem. Yekopemu Ewo, Executive Director, Ezema Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Ora Benjamin Insiane Asonye. Na ono Ambakasa, na nansama oro kanina onye den. Oya einam kania ekuno wane containers dodoa beye apemokor ahebasa edwenum a wenyan taban ema wetu efita maport wono also net alternate on tasi na nesa marka ni nyina ne dem dem containers ahodo ye ka ho asemi emprempen se ye hu se containers obi na okoye magic containers bu yo se yankopon na bo container be wiase omana ntaba mututu yo se containers na wunye nan mutu yo se containers na wunye tai wode nantu ko yo ono de wo hu kra na ona mdo mp kasa no chem dem ono otumu dem containers wa yiwi wasanso gotone de ma oye enam kane edwumko wo man Ghana ha ECG enti ono osidudua osidupi ekapa ose de menjamezame Ghana Revenue Authority for obaye bi unction pa ewa asone wo a ne nyina ebi eka ho enti ono no osidudua echem dem dem containers ahodo beye apemokor ahebasa na edwenum ya emprempen ye hwehwe wo man Ghana ha ekwa atoye mantema hu ekwa etifi mantema hu eba mfimfinu mantema hu dem asha ko de Ghana hwehwe de na rampo onye wonwa ko contempo dan ayi ko ken na ko contempo airport na containers we nya ntabe to the onye wonwa kra
The container only goods a woman and other supplies were made based on the specification of ECG and not based on any private company, and also based on the Ghanaian market. Standard manufacture any supplies nature container were made because ECG requested those supplies until almost year to meet the demand for ECG. If there are huge cables or distribution cables, ECG is the only known organization only and as a netco. These are the two companies only distribution lines. So we say near import to adiaba na audit interest e be free mo. The free mo say chrono na yabo and a chrono no so no the end beneficiary of this chrono ECG. Nti yabo chrono no toma ECG biom so on santo because and the products because of say you make in the name of ECG specification here ECG no product yent mi fanko Burkina Nkoton yent mi fanko Benin Nkoton yent mi fanko Nigeria Nkoton nti the ekase ayira ne de me nsusu yemo no based on the national security architecture, based on customs or divisions architecture, and based on the operations at port no enya ira na ira chrono na customs division our GRA, national security operators, ECG, any uncrankre be chrono no masha da boss is particular omabo chrono no omobo chrono masanto ama ECG. I think that the substantiation after investigation has been done. These may be assumptions, but these are not out of the woods. They are critical and concrete assumptions and not abstract because minia say the medical GRA terminal be a national security terminal. National security bohon by GRA customs division or most of them a soldier for because of how these operations are done. Inti a day and 1,357 containers be free GRA terminals are GRA Nyawe. Assuming cross a auctioneer who benefited from this auction and who benefited from the sales of these auctioned goods is ECG. Inti yent me and substantiation is here, but any critical analyst or industry be say investigation bar ECG for can be or mohubeka dram workers be humubeka dram GRA, especially customs division and the commission of customs ni humubeka dram am kram krebi so mbeto afri GRA for no and as ECG for no almost so yebeti omunka and at the end beneficiary are ECG workers no investigation very revealing. I think that so far, because of say auditing, we only did the quantitative aspect of it. Maybe in the later time, the qualitative aspect of it. Yeah, qualitative aspect of it now, it will be a problem.
Abusua ye koye nimuno. Sikasem swafo ora kezel ato forson ede ensemfo bi atuja na ninsem nyina ene se abanya etwamu abandada abesini koyi oma ejumakuo bi enyumakuo bi akwanya se ma won entua to nanso no ode to Ghanafo anim se emprempren aban ya etiso yi de o masa akwanya no entoa so ne nkasa ye nyina ne se emprempren aban yi de wo be hye amasa enyumakuo na wontua to no wo mo ebe hye ase etua to ode ensemu nyina etudwa ewo mrahye bedwafie mu na okane nyina kosi se sa akwanya na yede masa enyumakuo yi wo mo abuse no mekira wo mo tete sa akwanya no enu nti no nyina so nyina ne se emprempren no omo eba aba beboa ama enyuma nketoa akonanimu die nanso no eno no enkyere se omo masa enyumakuo yi entua to se yepe omani nkanko eni omani ye dia eni ene wo se sa enyumakuo yi etua to ne yedi bi eboa ema omani no ekonanimu yentie owura atoforsen ne nsem no ebi.
The leader in his submission said that he was rather expecting us to allow 1D1F and then the tax exemptions. Mr. Speaker, 1D1F, we all know that those tax exemptions were basically abused. Mr. Speaker, the evidence will be before this House in the last Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the last Parliament, I was the ranking member of the Finance Committee. We saw how it was abused. So please don't go there. Mr. Speaker, for the record, as Minister of Finance, I am not going to continue with the 1D1F tax exemptions because the evidence before this House suggests that it's been abused badly. And so we don't want to go there. If you want to carry it, you were in office for 8 years. 8 years. You couldn't approve it. You couldn't deal with it. It's been abuse, and we don't want to continue. So let that be.
Abusua yemfree oman Ghana mbrehye bedwamufie yakọ oswafo ohweyene efisamon samodo metre interior minister Owura Alhaji Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak ono kruya sanso yembrehye bedwamene zemadehyewo asawase abato impeshado na danu yade na oye ejabrani bi unity ewa asantemantem edum na ne nkwado wo ma ade won woto na azo ho no bebre na kasa no won kwa edua e mo won zama chede bebre soi ehwezika pogugba osmu osrepa na yewra Alhaji Mubarak Mutaka kopemu ewa asantemantom na abro kopenu ena nsamtwafo ebisa nsem de ibaze pa na woyese wobohwe aye eta odumje kui na odumje ku wo bodumje wodin sama wodu bebre na odi won ano ntisa no ibaze na ebeyem ena yewra Mutaka Mubarak kasa na ochemu dem Oni oswafo shoman Ghana ni sika won samdo ene mpanyinfo ahodo wortnase akudase wozin hye ahodo birugu akwemoboshe dem wobo to nzama ahodo ebi etdem won firefighting equipment no ebi to the fire tenders recovery trucks ena afen so oye water tankers no mpanyinfo ni hye ahodo rugu akwem no asem ye won fangu bi ahodo bi wo hwa ye botum yenya na wato na wo botum yi kakra bi efidu sika kakra bi na odado the Mexican ya obotum da aboa odumja eku no ensemi odutugwa wa brokopemu asantemantoma one ensamtwofo wo hie ewo edum egosi biewo ena odamsema odutugwa.
And now all of us need to also make a contribution, and the way to make the contribution, in my view, I'm doing a paper to cabinet that look, the fuel that we buy, let's dedicate just 10 pesos per liter just for fire, because as we speak, when I went to the Ministry of Interior, I realized that the newest tender that we have was procured in 2014. That's more than 10 years. You and I know the way they run. In about 6-7 years, they become obsolete. Yet the newest tender we have is more than 10 years old. Why? For the whole 10 years, as a country, we have not bought even a single fire tender. So sometimes we all blame the fire officer for nothing, because they are using obsolete equipments. So sometimes the frustration, they go through so much frustration themselves. So one of the things that I think, if we can do even 5 pesos on a liter, what it means is that we'll have a dedicated fund to support fire.
Yadaswa ejina ejashishia ekoso ewo asantimantemu edum na weina swafo edema asesewa mrashebedwamuni edema asesewa Owura Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka akọ won ensra na wankọ ensapan odinkranhensem ena afeiso nensem ade ena ekoye weina ode eye ehyen a eye emu kotokuo bag no bebre aye beka ni se ne dodo esom 1,500 bags of rice and a face so no 8,000 boxes of cooking oil and no ene eho in seminar ene adia senka ode eko boa adehia won ho eko adwamu ewo ejahihie hu na weina mfonyini bi a etwagu ewo social media ama ya hunu se eniema ya ode call yenuanum emwai wo mobo anyoso ne yenuanum eka ene se wo mu ehia se omubeba besi edwa no ede ama wo mu na emom no enye aduane ene ehun semina ena wo mu ehia
Niamasio ya mpabwa ni entari ashi. She. Wako sista wane mwoni sadi isa obabe chama ye. Na wa bega zi ya chemu na obiane benyebi. Obiane benyebi nibi. Ya penchezi ni smente siya sopa. Wako sa mwoni ya mwable ese ya nyinko. Ya esi ya diya diya nibi. Ya pebe ya bega njuma nye diye bedi. Ya bega njuma ni ya penye diye bedi. Ya tuwa beni yo hade. Gana mkuwani hade. Oh, wamusa weja minister ya diye. Mwaya diye. Mutaka ya waya diye. Wamusa
said here something. Your basement.
Abiraba.
Ejata.
Oya semo.
Yasem papa.
Oya sam papa. Why doing children? What them ma kuya? What's say we here one store on ya mo na ngwana we hie. Why doing che?
Ejata. Dear me can say. Kitwa bia nsha ewo mu se omo mesi dwane de mo hwehwe mu nyaye de nanso we nso ye okwan a omo fa so de aboa se ne oniema ahye de nso no wubedidi nti no se de omo kasa ne de mani anye ho ewo se nka omo so niema ni mu na mo no se nka omo bo oswa for ye friend is emrache bedwani omo bo na baso kranke no kra be hye ne den ama ne ye wo so oyema wom no omo de ahohare so aba abeye nti we no amakasa sei no kra wo mo abi a obetwe asan
in panyefika asemi de za owo odonsem no eno ozma ena ebia ye obi won so wose zo nya kakra no a obi no
onu no nya
kese a obomo obi me mom de in fact efa baby no eya ho adwen kaka e na Ghana nkaso no wa ka bi dem obi ija hyehye a na ya kama ne mu na ngwa insufa no krampa mu na ngwa instead of the befa ye man nza maybe owo mu dem ba says ya here is the case ija hyehye wunza man yesisi ano ayi no e bo hwem ye obi wo mu krampo na totally no ne oni one cd krampo no ata say at least oja obotum na da bibi and even it can help you to save. Because it's been able to in your once between the that war now they develop a shop and a car crack. Ya best yene aswafo another yene impeni fa wodo wo man Ghana had the yapon chop Ghana phone e binom asam to ndam na they be no ko wonpe adokuno si no ehu bibi no pente ebi obi wo nsufa na da na ope ebi ofan ni dem wa ope nzama besetin and next time no would be look at one show the conditioner nimpa no owom na one found accessories and incentives and asafin guide and one found come one na I want na the us one pio yam piangwa elmo e obotom like dan kan ke bia manu am atwumoko Ebusia enti onenyen aha ena embrono bamakwan mayede ewiaber ebusia kase akan KASE3BO no yede ebesi amo aseda enkoma yene aboafo trustees network group NFA Center for Trade
Big Family Multimedia Institute NFA so BFM stores enyuma kuyi ena boy chiri dom aso ya sinema ya de KASE3BO yi ebesom wo asida edi ho nso emfa nkoma ye entire production team maame abena papa bi oba so no akosua adepa Esther meka hwan na magya hwan munyina asida enko emfa mamu Nyankopon onhyira mu
and abna papa bi
abna papa bi
abna papa bi enwu na no dre show no anka beti ngenge akosha the person yami adma Tuesday any birthday in
advance enkoma akosha the pa oba so no
enti baby party bokod na akosha me yin hu na yamrefi Ebusia na ya beti pay and de ewiabiri ezin ayedo aranyen jata Kovena they don't have me jata ko school time was pie mene
abrewa baya adepa yada mu nyina ase emamumo anitie
yako.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio. Obiase eye.